Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wall Street Trading Room. Wall Street Trading Room is designed to offer you algorithmic technical levels in real time, news often before it hits the majority of Wall Street, as well as strategies, methodologies, and stock idea generation. Wall Street Trading Room and its family of users do not offer stock picks, nor do we offer investment advice. Nothing anybody here says should ever be misconstrued as such. So, good morning, everyone. Um, walking in to some of these earnings plays here today, you got Comcast, Netflix reported. We're going to talk a little about that as we do move on within this market. Just taking a look at some of the individuals here. You got a gap up in the triple Qs right now, approximately 20 cents. And reacting bullishly here to some of these earnings plays. We had a taper off in volume yesterday, 25 million shares within the triple Qs. And what we're getting now is we're getting, at least on the triple Qs, we're getting that slow grind up. And you could see these levels today as you are still within this rising wedge. Rising wedge resistance here today, 86.90 and 87.22. That means we're going to need a lot of volume to get through 87.22 today. I know we're right near that range right now. Might be hard for the market to get up above that range. But let's talk about, again, real quick, the triple Qs, 87.22 overhead resistance, and your breakdown support level 86.53. So that is going to be your support to break down with the market and your resistance to potentially break out of the market. We have names like Comcast reporting today, parent of NBC, of CNBC, CNBC. They earned 68 cents per share, excluding certain items. They were, see, this I always find funny when they say we're excluding these items. Like, okay, how much did you lose on those items? Obviously, if they made money on those items, they wouldn't have been excluded. Nonetheless, that's what painting your earnings looks like, and you give these big companies a tremendous canvas, and they can make a 4-cent profit look like whatever they want. So viewing has improved in both linear and on demand, adding 15 to 20,000 boxes per day. They're accelerating their X1 deployment. The Sochi Olympics generated $1.1 billion in revenue for NBC Universal. And, they're constantly, putting out bullish notes here with their earnings. Like, for example, you have the Xfinity Video I've never heard of, increased by 24,000. The VoiceNet program added 142,000. Nonetheless, bullish news across the board coming out so far here for this Comcast, and taking a look at this Comcast at the moment. Just up a bit here, just up less than 1% at the moment right now. That's Charlie Mary, Charlie Sam Alpha. If you do wish to see my triggers, they're right over there on the left-hand side of chat. I'll go ahead and repost them again. And taking a look at this Comcast right here, I came out with a very, and again, free stock charts, the levels are accurate, like to the penny accurate. So taking a look at this Comcast right here, very simple level I'm keeping on my radar here, $50.61. That is denoted by descending resistance here on the daily. And you could see that would be the breakout level from an approximate 2-month range in Comcast. I took the reactionary highs, including the all-time high here. Again, I can draw support, but at this point with the gap up, your next support is the stock going flat for the day to red. So at this point, you can look for a fade trade on any one of these ideas. In terms of technicals to break out, 50.61 would be that level in Charlie Mary, Charlie Sam Alpha. Moving on along, I watched Netflix here this morning. That's Nancy Frank, Larry X-Ray. Bit interesting here in Netflix, up 27 bucks at the moment, just approximately 8% on this Netflix off of earnings. Price target raised from Pacific Crest, 520 from 500. Oppenheimer raising their target 435 from 419, very small target upgrades. Stifel says the Netflix guidance was positive. And Piper Jaffray even raised their target $22 to 434 from 412. Netflix upgraded to outperform at Raymond James, and Netflix upgraded to buy from hold at Cantor. Thank you for all coming out of the street and upgrading the name with the positive earnings. And that's exactly what these analysts did here today. Very simple level I'm watching here in Netflix, 384.94 in Netflix here today. And I do want to also mention descending resistance. 384.93 rather is an A-plus trigger. That is your March 25th high from earlier this year. A break of that level of 384.93 and you'll have overhead resistance 406.45. At the moment, descending resistance comes in today at 374.81. So if you were looking for early bullishness or bearishness, you'd want to be above or below that level respectively. And that's again in Nancy Frank, Larry X-Ray. And last but not least, I'm keeping my eyes on a little bit of the First Solar here. Frank, Sam, Larry, Randy. Not a lot of news coming out of this one. Breen Capital initiating this stock with a buy $83 target, getting an upgrade right against the rising wedge, or not even an upgrade, just an initiation with a price higher than where it is pretty much what is happening here. Nice cap up here in First Solar this morning. Trading just over 70 bucks at the moment. And the level I'm watching here in First Solar today, Frank, Sam, Larry, Randy, will be $70.53. That is located right over here by that April 11th high. And of course, on break of that level, you'll have over a daily resistance, $73.78. Welcome back, Lynn. Lou watching some IBB here. That's India Bill. Of course, we have Gilead reporting tomorrow. You did break out a descending resistance on this IBB. Tremendously lethargic, lethargic volume there. And look what happened last time you put in lethargic volume, similar in IBB. Do I have to remind you of April 9th? Not saying it will happen again, but just doesn't look like big follow-through moves here. But of course, this stock does put in a big range, and it's a bit interesting here for a setup. Nothing I'm really going crazy over. It's really these earning stocks in play. I think you take a certain dollar amount, $2,000, $1,000, $500, $300, $200, and you buy options on some of these earnings names. Now, volume today, I believe, will indeed pick up from yesterday. However, the biggest volume influx will be obviously tomorrow when you have over 20% of the weighted triple Qs reporting earnings. So that's going to be big over there as well. Just looking for some more of the stories, you might notice that Allergen is getting a little bit of a bounce up here this morning. And again, that's Alpha Gary Nancy, up modestly, $24 at the moment, on this AGN, getting a ton of volume into yesterday's close. And, let's talk about that for a moment. What exactly happened with this AGN? Well, AGN is the maker of Botox, yes. They have found that they could put in weakened botulism inside your skin to make it look very vibrant. And they're the maker of Botox and eye care products, and it's now a takeover target of Bill Ackman's Pershing Square and Valeant Pharmaceuticals. Now, Valeant offered $48.30 per share plus 0.83 Valeant shares for each share of Allergen. The shareholders would own 43% of the combined company. So it was very interesting on this AGN here. Stock is at all-time highs at the moment. Is this overreaction? Probably. Did Bill Ackman, do you think Bill Ackman in Pershing Square is long AGN? Let's look at the volume over the past 6 days. Wow, people were buying the crap out of this. Did somebody know something? Yes, somebody absolutely did know something. They have just short of a 10% stake. Appreciate that in AGN. and they come out and they bull it up. It's nice to make hundreds of millions of dollars without putting in really any due diligence or work. Nonetheless, Allergen, potential takeout target today. You have Travelers, which is Tango Randy Victor, a bit interesting. They earned $2.95 per share, beating the estimates of $2.16, and that's again Tango Randy Victor. Just getting a little bit of a gap up here. Their earnings call is scheduled for 9 o'clock a.m., so that already started. You had United Technologies report, Ultra Tango X-Ray, and 120.49 will be the breakout there today in UTX. And taking a look at that UTX, pretty flattish here at the moment, but did indeed beat the street. Lexmark also reported, beating estimates by 5 cents with a first quarter profit of 92, and that's Larry X-Ray Kilo. Looking at this Larry X-Ray Kilo right now, down 228 at the moment. They did pull this stock down, so I do want to give you guys a conviction ascending support level on this Lexmark. And you could just see right here. We'll have major ascending support, unfortunately a lot lower. Then we got a little bit of a closer one here. And the next major ascending support for me, 44.29. If you do wish to write that down on Lexmark, that's $44.29 ascending support. I wrote it down. Looks pretty interesting there. Donnie was trading the hog this morning. Is that all-time highs for the hog? Yeah. No. Let's take a look at the monthly. This company has been around. All right. So your all-time high for hog is 75.87. That's Harry Oscar Gary. And it's funny, just the other day, coincidentally, one of my friends told me who was looking to buy a Harley Davidson. And nonetheless, Harley Davidson getting a nice pop here. Again, 75.87 will be your all-time high on HOG, Harry Oscar Gary. Of course, you have Xerox reporting as well. That's X-Ray, Randy X-Ray, company beating by 3 cents with a first quarter profit of 27 cents per share. Gave a current quarter forecast below consensus, however. They said they're being impacted by declining sales in printing, as well as slower growth in services. They're punishing the Xerox this morning, bringing this puppy down to $11. If you are looking for some support here on the Xerox for today, that ascending support on the daily would come in at $10.72. For the Xerox at the moment, don't see any analysts coming out and talking about this name, but could find support at Xerox just a quarter lower than where it is now. Netflix, of course, another very big name. I did go over that with my triggers, and Netflix 86 cents per share is 3 cents above estimates, and they also said they're going to raise its monthly membership fee by $1 to $2 per month for new subscribers later this quarter. General Motors seeking court protection against lawsuits about faulty cars back in 2009. Do I think they deserve it? I hate to say it, but yes. You filed bankruptcy, and now people are suing you over your old cars. You would have to sue the old company. You can't sue the new General Motors because it has the same name as the old General Motors. They're two different companies. So I do not know what these psychopaths are doing, trying to sue the new General Motors over faulty ignition starters. A court would never let that happen in the United States, and if it does, who knows? I'll just move to Canada. Pfizer, pretty interesting move. Pharmaceutical company basically settled another class action lawsuit involving its epilepsy drug Neurontin for $190 million. The suit involved alleged moves by Pfizer to delay the introduction of generic versions. Well, that's what happens when you create a drug. You want to milk it for all it's worth. So nonetheless, some interesting things on the radar. I am expecting more action today than yesterday, which unfortunately is not saying a lot about today. I did give 3 triggers today: Comcast, Netflix, and First Solar. That's pretty much what's on my radar here this morning. So if there's any technical analysis I can offer you guys, any stocks you guys would like broken down, now would be that time to ask. Anything you would like me to repeat? Anything you'd like me to go over again? ASTM took it overnight. All right, so getting a little gap up here in that Astron Biosciences. Let's take a look at Alpha Sam Tango Mary. You indeed had that breakout on volume. Can I keep the levels really simple and stupid today? You broke descending resistance recently, so I'm not really excited. You know, you did have that breakout yesterday. You have to watch at this point 495. I know it's 50 cents away. I know it's far way away. That's your only breakout. And if you wanted to break it down on a shorter time frame, Derek, if you wanted some earlier levels, well, I got good news for you. You're on a bull flag digestive pattern on the hourly from yesterday. So as a result, check out this easy line on the hourly. Does it get easier than that, Derek? No, it does not. Your true breakout on the hourly today, hidden ninja level, $4.44, a level you cannot forget. If you can hold above 444, you'll be resolving this bull flag pattern on the hourly. So key level to watch, $4.44. All right, so it was a bit interesting with this Sarepta here today. Robert watching Sam, Randy, Peter, Tango, and they're giving it a little gap up. R.W. Baird came out this morning. Robert raising the price target on Sarepta Therapeutics $55 from $35, raising it on bullish feedback from the FDA. I didn't think it was that bullish. I went ahead and I didn't bash the stock. I'm not saying it was negative. I'm just saying they overreacted to the upside, which is bearish overall. So it is a positive note. R.W. Baird coming out defending Sarepta Therapeutics. I don't know what they're trying to defend. The stock gapped up huge. You know, it closed pretty weak. And Dios mio, it looks like you're trying to resolve a falling wedge bearishly. At this point, just watch yesterday's low for a breakdown, 33.57. I mean, if you're going to break out to the upside, that's not a move that I could be part of in a setup like that. Jazz watching Chinese dating site Double Y, Yankee Yankee. Excuse me. Looking at this Double Y right here, kind of an interesting setup. You know, descending resistance here today is a bit higher, Jazz. I mean, much higher. Higher to the point where you're really not concerned with that level anymore. You do have a near-term descending resistance as well with lower conviction that broke out yesterday. And if you want to use that from a bullish perspective, you need to hold above yesterday's close of $68.88. So as long as you can hold 6888, you're good. Time to reverse again. Yeah, watch that level. Sky Moby, Mary Oscar Bill India. All right, so this was a bit of an interesting breakout from the other day, and just like I say with all these descending resistance breakouts, like on especially like on the Sky Moby today, and you see Sky Moby up to $8, just $8 is literally your trigger and breakout level, and level you need to hold above that is just literally to the penny yesterday's high. And I like what you're watching there. If it's time to reverse, get me through $8 on that one. Few names on Dave's radars here today. Alliance Fiber Optic, AFOP, with an interesting breakout pattern. That's Alpha Frank, Oscar Peter, and taking a look at this one this morning. A very simple level here to watch. 1875 is your A+ trigger, Dave, and that would get you overhead resistance at 1988. Like what you're watching there. Dave also watching Checkpoint. That is Checkpoint Software. And taking a look at this Checkpoint, you can see what Dave liked here. Breaking out of descending resistance there on the daily, breaking out of that descending channel. And you did have that beautiful breakout, and just like I'm saying on all these names that are breaking through descending resistance, just watch yesterday's high, 68.01 at this point in time. A nip, a tuck, a nip, ANI Pharmaceuticals, Alpha Nancy India Peter, and that's another one of those names that did get the descending resistance breakout here. As you can see, exactly what Dave liked about this. And woo, it was actually pretty close. You actually just were able to break it yesterday, and just like all of them, Dave, 31.01. Just watch yesterday's high once you've already broken out of the descending resistance level. Jazz watching some Micron after getting a lot of bullish action yesterday, and again that's Mary Ultra. On this Micron here this morning, getting a nice little 1% gap up, a little quarter gap up, and again, just like you see these descending resistance breakouts, these are going to be your follow-through levels. I mean, obviously watch 25.39 as a result, but your key level today in Micron, I believe I talked about this level yesterday. I probably talked about it, I didn't write it down, but 25.68, your breakout from your February 19th high. UTX number again, United Technologies. Well, UTX right now, take a look. And again, they did report earnings. They did beat on earnings. We were talking about that. I mean, at this point, let's just keep it real simple and stupid. $120.49. Is that your all-time high? Looks like your all-time high. I would just watch that level there, Jazz. Again, that level 120.49, 120.49. Any level to watch to sell on GOOG? Okay. All right, so you got this descending channel here in Google. Market gapping up, helping the cause a little bit here today. In terms of short-term technical analysis, the level you're going to want to see hold, and take blips into account, please. On the daily today is you're going to want to hold above $528.66. That is going to be the critical near-term support within this descending channel to hold if you want to remain bullish in this name, Lou. If any level to watch to sell, sure, 548.20. I mean, again, you probably end up selling that thing earlier, but that would be descending channel resistance. All right. So we got 7 minutes left to the opening bell. Remember to focus in on your strategies and methodologies. This is what I'm going to do this morning. I'm going to look at some of these earnings plays that are gapped up and gapped down, and I'm going to try to do reversal plays on all of them. Fade it if it gaps up. Do the opposite if it gapped down. If something gapped down big and it's showing bullishness, I look for the long. Something gaps up big and it's showing bearishness, I'm looking at the puts. I'm looking to take small, measured amounts of money. I know the big earnings days coming tomorrow. What do we have? We have Apple. We have what? Microsoft. I mean, damn, we got a lot going on tomorrow. But market is definitely going to pick up today based on this action. And I'm going to be looking for a lot of the fade trades. And of course, First Solar, Netflix, and Comcast A shares as well. So that's what's going to be on my radar here today. Remember to set your alerts. And we will see you guys right before the ringing of the opening bell.